Ow! Oh my god, that hurt my back. I'm too old for this shit. I have so much to say. And I literally just like blacked out. Let's just go into it guns blazing. Let's just go into it guns freaking blazing. How's everyone's day today? Mine's going good. I was, I'm all smiley for no reason. But it wasn't always like that. You see, the AndrewTMI that you guys know and love, he's kind of a work of art. You know what I mean? A lot went into him. He has some history behind him. I just feel like I've never really shared those parts of my life with you guys. I mean, I've given you my work stories, but where did he work? Where did it all take place? My back's fucking itchy. I swear to God, I have a G-spot, like, in the middle of my back. That's disgusting. Look, I didn't get this perfect with just sunshine and rainbows, okay? It was blood, sweat, and tears through so many jobs that I was just miserable at. Today, I'm gonna be ranking every single job I've ever had with one of those, like, cool little tier things. Like one of these things. I'm gonna be ranking every job I've ever had. Each job, I'll give you guys a little story time with each job, because what is AndrewTMI without a story time? Why do I keep talking in, what is it, third person? That's so annoying. I'm happy that my plant finally has a time to shine. And my pictures, oh, this, you know what? I'm happy. This is a good background right now. So with every job comes a new skill. And that brings us to today's sponsor, which is Skillshare. I'm sharing all my skills. Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Okay. You guys, Skillshare is actually really, really cool. It's an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creatives or just like curious people. You can explore new skills, develop existing interests, and just get lost in the creativity. The class I took was, I don't remember the exact title, but it was Productivity for Creatives. Build a system that brings out your best. It was taught by Thomas Frank. I took this class because it was just really interesting. I feel like I really could have used it towards my creative side. I'm just kidding. I took this class because I really genuinely needed help with my productivity. Between editing YouTube videos, whether it be my own or other people's, and filming, dealing with sponsorships constantly, I just really needed help making the most out of my productivity. If you're uncertain about what's next, productivity classes can be a great way to help you like structure your time and set up goals that are achievable. At a time when so much is happening in our world, your voice is more important than ever. So you know what? Why not explore classes to unlock your creativity for social good? Yeah. Skillshare offers membership with meaning. You can connect with the support of fellow creatives and enter a community of encouragement, communication, inspiration. So whether you're just bored and looking to do something, focus on self-care through creativity, or just join a similarly creative community, Skillshare is the place to be. Skillshare is something I can really use because I got a couple of screws loose, so thanks to Skillshare. Tightening up those screws. The first 1,000 people to use the link in my description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. And after that, it is only $10 a month. I know you guys got a couple of screws loose. You can tighten those bad boys up for just $10 a month. Anyway, thank you so much to Skillshare. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Let's start rating all the jobs I've ever had. So for today's video, we are going to be ranking every job I've ever had from the time I turned 16 until this day where I'm sitting my fat little booty, my juicy, like fat in a good way, juicy little booty in this very chair. As you can see, I'm going to be using that little diagram, is that what it is, that every YouTuber uses to rank things. On the bottom here, we have all these pictures. They may not make sense to you right now, but they will. I'll explain them all, don't worry. Over here on the side is how we're gonna be ranking everything. At the top, we have Spread My Ashes here. You know what, I love it so much. After I'm dead and cremated, RIP, Spread My Ashes here. Under that, we have, it was good memories, period. Wouldn't do it again, but it was good memories. Next, we have It Paid the Bills. I wouldn't do it again, and I didn't like it. No trauma was caused, it paid the bills. Under that, we have Eternal Trauma. It caused me eternal trauma. But you know what? Maybe it's not the worst because it taught me a lesson, maybe. Coming in last, we have I'd Rather Be Dead. As in, I'd rather be dead than work here again. Like if I was naked in Antarctica and the only place to get warmth was this job in this category, I would rather pass away in the snow of Antarctica than walk into this job again. Down here, we have all my jobs in order to make it easier on me because I cannot multitask. And let's just get right into this. I don't know if any of you knew what New Faces was, but basically it was like a modeling agency. They would stop you in the mall and be like,
"Oh, you look like a model."
Even though I was like 4'5" and 600 pounds. And I was like, oh, really? Like, you think I look like a model? Tell me more. They would like offer you this modeling contract and like my dumbass was like, Mom, please. Anyway, I wound up doing it. That's where these little headshots you see right here come in. First of all, we're not even gonna talk about these headshots. Do I have like a GameCube in my shirt? What is going on? What's going on down here? My mom needs to be arrested. Honestly, that's all I have to say about this is my mom should be arrested. I don't know why they approved this. However, I did land quite a few movie and TV show gigs. I was in shows like Law & Order, SVU, Ugly Betty, a show called Damages. I was on a show on Cartoon Network. I was in a movie called Choke, Every Day, Phoebe in Wonderland, The English Teacher. Let me know if you want me to do a video of all like the acting jobs I've ever done. It's embarrassing. I'd say it was good memories, period. I would not do it again. If I was offered like a bigger role acting, that's a dream. I won't get any more into it in case you guys want me to do a video on all my experiences, but that's where that's gonna lie. Next up, we have the bowling alley. I worked at AMF Bowling Alley, AMF Lanes. I got a job as like a birthday coordinator. Like I thought I was gonna like run the birthday parties. Here's your pizza, oh, let's go bowling. Boy, was I wrong. I started the first day and they handed me like a rag and a bucket. I had to clean all the toilets and scrub the walls of the bathroom, which at least I knew how to do that. There was a maintenance guy who worked there and they told me he didn't do anything because he literally just sits in his office and watches SpongeBob, and I was like, oh, that's fine. That's like a metaphor, right? I went into this man's office and he had a stack of SpongeBob tapes and like this little portable TV. He was like a 50-something-year-old man. They wanted me to like get on ladders and change the light bulbs, but like, you know, light bulbs in public places, they're like those big like fluorescent bars. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, okay? Very scary, traumatizing. I was like scraping shit off the bathroom floor. Eternal trauma. Maybe, would I rather be dead? If that was like my 9 to 5 and I had to go in there every day, I think I'd rather be dead. So that's where that is gonna lie. The next one is like my first long-term job. I worked there for like a year and a half. It was for Stop and Shop, which is like one of the biggest supermarket chains here in the Northeast. Specifically for Peapod, which is the upper level of the supermarket where we would fulfill online orders. I was like all little happy to have my first job, and let me tell you the way I was treated there. The other workers hated me because I was a minor and couldn't stay as late as them. I like to have fun, like I would sing and stuff, which I guess is annoying. But bottom line is they threw potatoes at me and called me a fat. They threw potatoes at me. I had this one friend who they also hated for being a minor. Her name was Nicole. And I miss her. I miss Nicole. They were so mean to her. I remember one time she was swinging a loaf of bread, like deflecting all the potatoes they were throwing at her. Hashtag justice for Nicole. It had no windows. It was cement floors, cement ceilings. It was a prison and I was abused. So I would rather be dead. The next, I worked at a law firm for about a month. I don't remember much about it. I blocked most of it out of my memory. I just remember not knowing what the HE double hockey sticks I was doing. Just all busy lawyers who like had no time to help me. One time I like shredded this huge document that everyone needed, and when I tell you, they like fucking gangbanged me. They all like surrounded me and were just screaming in my face. That was anxiety that I didn't need nor will never need, so I'd rather be dead. You know what? I thought I wanted to be a lawyer until I worked there, so I guess I did learn a lesson. Eternal trauma. My next job I worked for 2 years. I worked for AMC, the movie theater chain. I'm just gonna right away go ahead and put this and spread my ashes here.
Spread my ass cheeks here.
Spread whatever the fuck you want here. This job was the best of times. You never had a manager breathing down your back. You would just walk aimlessly around the movie theater. I remember we used to go in the projector room, we used to go on the roof. We had so many employee parties and advanced screenings of all the movies that I worked there when Project X came out. We threw like our own Project X. God.
Spread my ashes here.
The only thing about it is they paid me $7.25 an hour. And after a year, they gave me a raise to $7.35. My next job I worked for 3 years. I was a dodgeball ref with my brother. Basically, all little kids would come and play dodgeball on Friday and Saturday nights, and me and my brother would be the refs. AKA, my brother would be the ref, and I would jump in the ring and just kind of like... I mean, you see the picture here. I would just take my anger out on all these little children. I would always start out reffing and then the kids would like call me fat or piss me off. My brother worked there before me and they had way more respect for him. And I would just jump in the ring and just destroy these children. Sometimes I would get destroyed by these kids. I would say spread my ashes here, but all these kids, they smelled so bad. So I'm gonna say good memories, period. That brings us to Whole Foods. I worked at Whole Foods for maybe a year. They hired me as a cashier because I was one of the best cashiers at the movie theater. They hired me as a cashier on my first day. They made me the bag boy, which no big deal. But that also meant I was the cart boy and I had to go outside in the blazing heat, thunder and lightning storms, and collect all the carts. I'm not someone who's a sucker for manual labor. Some other employees also fat shamed me on my lunch break whenever I would get the mac and cheese. Which was every day. And then they started making me do maintenance, aka changing the tampon bin. I'd rather be dead. From there, I got a job at a catering hall. You know, I started getting the visions of being a server. I was like, I think this is what I want to do. I went to a catering hall, started my first day. I was supposed to train the whole day and then work a Sweet 16 that night. The staff there was very cliquey and didn't like anyone new, so they thought it would be funny to not train me at all. So I walked around aimlessly for the first half of the day, and then all of a sudden people started pouring in for the Sweet 16. I noticed that everyone was assigned like 3 or 4 tables, including myself. Keep in mind, this isn't like a huge castle and I don't even know where the fucking kitchen is. My tables were all asking me questions. I was supposed to like get them water, didn't know where the kitchen was, so I filled up their water pitcher in the bathroom. I'm sorry. They drank bathroom sink water. It's fine. Who drinks water at a Sweet 16 anyway? I had like one of the family tables, so it was like adults and kids. And then apparently I was supposed to take their dinner order, which I never did. I didn't know I had to do. All the other tables' dinner started coming out, and I had to tell my table. I was like, listen guys, this is my first day. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. No one trained me. Go shop at other people's tables. Like go grab other people's dinners and report back here. Everyone ran and grabbed like other people's dinners and like brought it back to my table, and I had so much fun with them, and I was the only one who got tipped. My tables wound up loving me. So you know what, we'll say eternal trauma. I learned I never wanted to work at a catering hall again. The next one, I worked in an office on my college campus. Although I hated it, I got paid for an entire year to do absolutely nothing. I can't even stress to you enough that I did nothing. So I'm gonna pay the bills. The next one is Call It Spring, which is owned by Aldo. Aldo is one of my favorite shoe stores. I love Aldo. Although I liked working there, we had one of the big regional representatives come in, and of course he was a nasty fucking gay guy. Gay people hate me. I have a whole story time on this titled I Was Fired for Being Fat. But basically he told me that I looked like a slob, verbatim. He was like,
Do you maybe want to run next door to H&M and get a new outfit?
I was wearing Armani jeans because number 1, I thought I was in One Direction at the time. And number 2, I was wearing a sweater from Guess, which was like $100. Don't ask me why, I'm not bougie like that, but I was dressing nice for this job. And because I was overweight, I looked like a slob to him. Anyway, from that point on, he let my manager know that I wasn't allowed to work behind the counter or on the floor, and I had to work in the back warehouse. Like I wasn't allowed to be seen. Fuck that, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in spread my ashes here because I want to haunt that man for the rest of his life. And you know what? I want to work there again because that was like 2013, 2014, and like when he said that, I was like, but now Sir, I started YouTube in 2013. I started my first channel in 2013, which led to AndrewTMI at the end of 2017. You guys already know, spread my ashes here. It's my passion. I love it. Chili's. All my work story times are about Chili's. From 2014 to 2017, spread my ashes here. I loved it. But then from 2017 to 2020, I was miserable. Right after Zach was fired, all my friends started leaving and getting like real people jobs, and I was like,
Oh my god, like, am I a fucking loser? I'm still here.
but I did make really good money. So you know what, overall, good memories, period. That brings us to my current like 9-to-5 job, editing YouTube videos. I love it. It's a lot of time, but I'm able to make money in like an industry, I guess, that I'm obsessed with, I'm passionate about, and I love. I would say spread my ashes here, but I'm gonna say good memories. I plan to do it for as long as I can imagine, but I'm gonna save the spread my ashes here for my own YouTube channel. It's definitely my favorite job besides my own YouTube channel. Oh, I forgot to explain some of these pictures. This picture you see down here, that was me in my Stop and Shop uniform with a stocking on my head. There you have it. This list looks good to me. Those were all my jobs. If you guys want any specific story times about any specific job, you want me to get, you know, a little more exposé on any of these corporations, let me know. I've worked in it all. Is this thing on? I just want to thank Skillshare one more time for sponsoring this video. Thank you. You guys go follow my Instagram. It's gonna be in the description down below. I am so active on my stories on Instagram. Toodles, bitches.